I kept putting off my family for a job.
My job. I quit my job to start a family, and here's the reason why. There's a lot of things that happen that lead up to my decision just not wanting to work anymore in order to start my family. And would I be, I quit my job because I didn't like it. I quit my job because it was putting me at risk every single day. All right, let's get into it. So first and foremost is after I graduated from school, I was told that growing up, if you graduate, you have a degree, you're going to be successful. I just keep hearing that growing up. So I just thought, if I graduate and find a job, I'm going to be well off. So I thought. But little did I know, I would have to work my butt off every single day just to pay a bill. Literally. And I graduated. And after I graduated, yes, I had to find a job, and I did. And let me be honest, I was working 3 jobs. And I remember being so tired every single day. I had no time for my husband. I had no time for myself. I was just working. And when I got the money, it was literally just to pay the bill. We decided to start our family, yes. And I was still working when I was pregnant because, bills have to be paid. So throughout my entire pregnancy, I was sick. I was vomiting each and every day, around like 10 times a day. And that went throughout my entire pregnancy. I was hospitalized because I literally couldn't keep anything down. And yet I was still working because the bills needed to pay. At one point, I only had 2 jobs because I left one because I needed to, it was too much to be pregnant and to have 3 jobs. I hold on to those 2 jobs with everything because bills need to be paid. Mentally, I was not in the right place. When I look back, I can say now that mentally I was not in the right place, and we were starting a family. Let me tell you why I actually quit. And I realized that I couldn't do it anymore. Like, no more. That was done. That was it. I really had to. I prayed about this so much. I was like, Lord, I am so scared to quit my job. And if you're out there and you're so scared to quit your job, I always tell people, hey, don't quit because you need to fall back on something. You need to have something because the bills need to be paid, like all these different things, right? But sometimes we need to take a leap of faith. Like, we really need to trust ourselves. We need to trust God that He's going to take care of us. Of course, putting in the work as well. Don't just, He's going to take care of us and expect to just lay back and then everything is fine. But that wasn't the case. So, yeah. So, what was the breaking point for me was when I remember getting up. It was snowing, guys. It was snowing crazy. And, oh my goodness. I remember getting up, kissing my husband. I was feeling a little bit better, but I had to go to work. Jump in the car, snowing like crazy. Have to drive like about a half an hour commute to get there and a half an hour back. And it was dark. It was after 6 because I have to leave home early. I have to leave on time to actually reach to work on time. You know what I mean? So, and I'm driving really slow. I'm talking like 20, okay? And the car was just skidding off the road. And I was so scared with my belly, my unborn child. And I'm like, Lord, if I can get through this, I think today is the last day. I have to trust that you know best and that I need to stop. Like, I have to. And let me tell you guys, that same day, 2 times I skidded off the road. And I was like, okay. Eventually, I was able to drive slowly. And this was the breaking point for me. On the way, almost reaching to my destination to work, it had a long stretch, like probably a 2 minutes, 3 minutes drive stretch. That road is not like a main road, so people don't really go down that road unless they're dropping their kids to school. I remember driving. I remember I was going 15, guys. 15! Or maybe 20. It was between 50 and 20. It wasn't more than that. There was a school bus coming directly to me, and I was just driving, and the car started skating towards the bus, and the bus coming to me full force. I had seconds to think. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Seconds to think. Luckily, is two things could have been two things I could have done: run into the bus, no, or go off the road, because it's snow at the side of the road. It's like snow. I'm like, okay, I can do that. And I remember turning the vehicle slowly, and all I remember, I went down in the ditch. That was the first time. I think I still have footage of that. I remember recording it. If I have footage of it, I will insert it somewhere.
Oh
if I
my
have it.
goodness.
And I went down in the ditch. I remember calling my husband, and I told him, hey babe, the car ran off the road. I'm down in a ditch. I'm freezing. I'm close to my work, so I end up calling work, and I let them know, hey, this is what happened. I'm going to be late, whatever the case might be. I remember I had this Spanish dude, this Spanish family came out. Bless their soul, and they helped me. And in that moment, I made the decision. I say, I can't do this anymore. Like, it bringing tears to my eyes just thinking about it. I was like, I'm risking my life every single day for people who really don't care about me. Especially the company who I was working for. Like, my clients, love them. Love them. By the way, I graduated with a bachelor's in social work. So yeah, my clients love them. But the companies, some of them was really nice, and then some of them, I realized that they just don't care about the workers, and that's okay. I'm like, why am I risking my life? My life is one thing. I think for me it was like, okay, my life is one thing, but my unborn child, no more. I say, Lord, this is it. No more. I am trusting in you, and I'm trusting that you is gonna provide, and you're gonna make a way for us to survive. Luckily, my husband was still working. I had, for a very long time, for the first time in, I can't tell you when, that I never worked, because my whole life I worked. I have been in survival mode, as we call it. And so in my mind, not working was an abomination. It was the worst thing you can do. Like, oh my goodness, I need to work. And so mentally, my lights went out. Okay, we inside now. So we're not going to bash any companies or anything, because we are professionals in the workforce. And no matter what you do, at that point in time, I was very grateful for the job that I have. It's just that I realized in that moment, I was risking my life, the life of my unborn child, for people who really didn't care for me. And so at that point, I just made that decision and trust God that He's going to take care of us. And like I said, my husband was working, so we was fine for a little bit. And I just never looked back after that. Now, because I only had my bachelor's in social work, there's only certain jobs that you can do at the point in time. And I feel like it was a little bit riskier on my end for me, because of the type of jobs that was given and that we could do. Anyone out there who's a social worker, you know what I'm talking about. Who have a bachelor's degree, you know what I'm talking about. So, and it was so unsafe at one point where I question myself every single day when I go out. Like, I love my clients and I love helping them, but there's certain places that I went that I felt uneasy. And I felt like when I look back at it, I know I was risking my life and my unborn child life. And it took me a while to actually come to the realization that I needed to quit my job for the sake of my family and for the sake of my mental health. Because I knew if I had continued, there's a possibility that I don't know where I would have been mentally. And so I did that. And I kid you not, like right now when I look back, also, I'm in school right now, by the way, because I realized that I need to get my master's in order to actually do the things that I want to do. But at that point in time, I had to quit. And I am an entrepreneur now.
and I'm a student, I'm a mom, and all of the above, okay? But I don't regret doing what I did. It brought me so much peace. It brought my husband peace. It brought me peace, and my child was safe. And that was the most important thing, my child being safe. And so, yes, I would say do what you have to do. Because I know a lot of the time people say, oh, well, I'm going to quit my job. But then they don't have no way of getting income. They have no way. They don't have anything saved up. They don't have anything. So I believe when you quit any job, you have to be smart with it at the same time. So if you know you want to quit a job, please go ahead and save up. Please have an additional income coming in from somewhere. Just like for me, it was more social media, right? And so, yes, I was doing stuff on the back end, just minor, small thing that were bringing a little extra income. So I wasn't too crazy. So that's why I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do this anymore and risk my life every single day. So I just quit to focus on my family. And that was like the best decision I made. I kept putting off my family for a job. So I had was to make that decision. Okay, let me put everything on pause so we can start our family. And I'm so happy I did that. We have 2 beautiful boys and we love them so much. And now I'm back in school doing my master's so that I can help persons in different ways. I just say trust that God knows you better than you know yourself. I prayed about this for a very long time, and I talked to him and asked him to like literally show me what I need to do. And it took me a while because I was in denial and I was not trusting him when he said it's okay, everything's gonna be okay. I'm just like, but we need to make this amount of money. And lo and behold, everything was okay. So I say all this to say your health is most important. Your mental health and your wellness is most important, because at the end of the day, we just have ourself, our family, and God. Like when you're killing out yourself for a job that doesn't care about you and your health, why? My mental health is suffering, my physical health is suffering, my spiritual health is suffering just to please a company. Just that's not gonna happen. I'm sorry. If you don't value me as an individual, as a person, if you don't value Queen, then how can I be my best self? How can I show up? How can I do all these things? No, I am going to do it because that is I have a lot of values. So whether it is you decide to do whatever, I know I'm going to show up and be the best person I can be. But knowing what I know now, I know I'm not going to do that for persons who's not going to do that for me. So yeah, I quit. I quit to start my family, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Now I have 2 beautiful boys, an amazing husband, and we're figuring it out. And now my mental health is so much better. So much better. And yeah, anyway, thank you so much for this video. Thank you for watching and listening. I'll see you in my next video.